Folks, this is Dave Wood. I wanted to show you a beautiful view here. I'm actually at Jaco Beach right now over in Costa Rica. Some of you guys have been here before. Some of you haven't. Here, let me kind of show you down. We've got some people hanging out down there on the beach. These phones are so cool with the ability to make videos like this. This is, you know, people think you need an expensive camera and they got a phone like in their pocket, you know what I'm saying? I never even had a phone until recently where Dave Sharp made me get one so I could talk to him. And nobody has the number, so don't ask, but Dave Sharp and then my wife. And if you ask my wife, she's going to tell you she doesn't know, all right? Or she'll just tell you she can't give it to you, one of the two. She gives her number out a little easier than I do. So this is the beach. I just think it's beautiful, and so sometimes I'll come out here. I rented like the whole top floor of this just for myself to hang out. It's like one of the tallest buildings out here. And what I want to talk to you about today is taking action, folks, and when to take action. You know, a lot of people, they don't take action immediately when they learn something new. They don't take action immediately when they get that feeling that they know that they should take action. Everybody has a feeling at one point in their life that says it's time, right? Some people, they hear something, they know they should do it, they know they should participate in it, and for whatever reason, whatever crazy reason, they don't decide to take action now, right? And I don't know why that is, but I want to talk about action taking. I want to talk about something I've been studying, actually, about intuition. You know, a lot of people, they think some of the stuff I talk about is hocus pocus or, you know, whatever, new agey sounding or whatever. And I'm probably the least from a new agey kind of a person that you've ever ran into, but some stuff I say is a little bit weird. When I talk about learning to trust your unconscious, when I talk about learning to be in the right place at the right time, when I talk about learning how to adapt and move in the signals that your own mind is sending you, and how that can lead you towards success, some people think it's weird, right? But what I want to talk to you about today is I want to talk to you about when you should take action, which I'm just going to preface this to save you so much of time if you got to go. Here's when you should take action. Okay? Let's say this finger is you right here, right? And this is a line of time stretching from the past to the future. Okay, so this is a line of time stretching from the past to the future. All right? And let's say this spot in the middle, let's say that this is now. Okay? Here's when you should take action. You should take action all through your line of time whenever you know that it's time to take action. And when do you know it's time to take action? Let's go to now for a second. When do you know it's time to take action? How do you know that it's time to do something, that it's time to decide something, that it's time to believe something new, that it's time to try something new, that it's time to do something a little bit different? Well, what I want you to do is I want you to step into your past here for a second. I want you to think through, with me, a time in your life when you knew that it was the right thing to do, and you decided to take action, right? And because you decided to take action, everything in your life transformed. This has happened to me so many times that I could literally talk in this video for 4, 5, 6 hours as the sun's setting in the background, the ocean's drifting in. I could talk about this for hours. I could tell you story after story after story. I could tell you about the time that I met my wife, Ash. I could tell you the impossible circumstances that we got married in. I could tell you about the time when I joined my first internet business, when I was in the right place at the right time, and I just knew that it was time to take action. And I decided to take action. It was all-out action. I could also talk to you about a time when I decided to take action, and things didn't go the way that I wanted, and I thought that I failed. But years later, that failure was a massive springboard to a success that I would never have known that I could have had when I was having the failure, when I was in the middle of that frustration that you may have had, but now you know there's a better way. So let's back to the timeline here for a second. Let's say we've got the past, we've got the future. This would be like way far out into the future, right? And this would be like right now, right? Like right now, we'll put now over that dot there, okay? When should you take action? You should take action now. Whenever that is. There's never a right time if you look into your past and you try to think of when was the perfect time in the past to take action on the things that you knew you needed to do, that you know you need to do now. When was the right... Some of you guys got kids, right? I don't have kids, so I can't give you any advice there. But what I can tell is a lot of parents have told me there's no right time to have kids. Right? It's just something that you do, and when you do, you've got to adapt to it. Right? Some people, you know, they're trying to look for the right time to go out there and start blogging. right? The right time to start making videos. They're wanting to make sure that they're perfect in the videos. They got to have a great camera. They've got to have an office. They got to be rich practically before they make a video, not realizing that they're not going to be rich until they make a video. They're not willing to make a mistake, and they're not willing to try something new, not realizing that the only mistake there is not taking action now. Now, if you look on here, here's what's going to happen. Let's take my finger, and let's say this is the past and future. And there's a reason why I'm making this little illustration here, and I just spontaneously come out with it. It wasn't planned before I made the video, but there is a reason why I'm doing it. If you look through the times in your life, there have been times in your life in the past where you've taken action and decided to do something, you knew it was the right thing to do, and it didn't work out the way that you wanted at the moment, right? There's also other times in the past that you've taken action, right? You've known it was the right thing to do, and you knew it was the right thing to do, you decided to take action, and it turned out exactly how you wanted, right? There's also some times in the past where you knew it was time to take action, you knew it was time to decide, you knew that it was the right thing to do, right? And you didn't take action, and you saw something slip you by, and you've regretted it before, and we've all done that. And I don't know when you did that, and I don't know what inspired you to do that, but I know that there's been a time in your life when you knew it was time to take action and you didn't decide, right? Now, sometimes we don't decide because we do decide to take action at a time when it doesn't work out the way that we want. And we're listening to our intuition. Our intuition is firing all its bells and whistles. It's telling us this is the right thing to do. This is the right place at the right time. And you start taking action and it's not, or it doesn't seem to be, right? I'm going to tell you something that if you listen and if you decide to do, will completely change every facet of your life. And that's to look back through the past at all these times when you've decided to take action, all the times you haven't decided to take action. I want you to make a single commitment now into your future. And this is the commitment that I want you to make as we step forward into your future. From this day forward, I want you to commit with me to take action every time you know that you should. Immediately when you get the feeling, when you get the image in your head, when you get the voice that's talking to yourself that says, okay, it's time, right? When you know it's going to be time to take action, and it's time to take action now on something, and you know what that is. I don't know what it is, but you got that feeling inside, and I know that you do. When it's time to take action, I want you to take action at that moment the way that you believe that you should do it. Whether or not you're ready, whether or not you're perfect, whether or not you've got all the answers, whether or not it's going to get you a result. And I want you to do it and start doing it today, even if your intuition sometimes leads you in an improper direction. Because that can happen from time to time. Because, folks, some people think intuition is like a signal from the universe. It's like, God's giving me the intuition. Some people will listen to their intuition and they'll mistake their intuition for God. And other people will say, well, God does talk to me at times, and maybe He does, okay? Intuition will not always lead you to the place that you want to go until something magical happens. Intuition is one of these things that can be cultivated. It's something that learns and adapts and grows as you decide to listen to it. See, sometimes I believe, and I don't know if this is the way that it actually is, but it seems to me like sometimes your unconscious sends you signals just to see if you'll listen to the signals, just to see if you're willing to take action, just to see if you're ready to decide. So you've got some sort of deeper purpose in your heart, you've got some sort of deeper reason why you're marketing on the internet, you've got some sort of deeper reason why you want these big fancy goals that you want to have. And I don't know what that reason is. All I know is that it's something that's deep inside, and it was there before you ran into me, it was there before you ran into Empower Network, it was there before you ran into marketing, and it was there before you ran into your first job, maybe before you ran into your spouse, it was there before you started talking, and you've got a deeper purpose in your life, and I don't know why this is the way that it is. All I know is that my deeper purpose is to help people transform their lives in every aspect of life and business. That's my purpose. And I don't know why your purpose is wired the way that it's wired, but you are here for a reason. And all through your life, you've had various experiences leading up to now. And I can look back and I can tell you confidently, looking back over the course of my life, that when I've failed and when I've listened to my intuition, that my intuition has sometimes led me in a direction, if we look back towards the past, right? I have had experiences where my intuition led me to do something, I did it, and I didn't produce a result. And I thought my intuition was screwy. But stepping way far into the future, those experiences that I had because I decided to listen have become invaluable stories and metaphors that have helped me learn insights, distinctions, and learnings that there's no way that I could have possibly had I not decided to take action. So I'm just going to tell you to take action all the time. You know, we got a lot of teams here at Power Network, and we got a lot of great people all over the place in this company, because of course we got over 100,000 people all over the world. And, you know, Chris Record, he's the leader of a team called Team Take Massive Action. Now, I'm just going to spotlight that for a second because of the name. We got a lot of great teams here, but Team Take Massive Action. Now, why do I think that name's badass? Because Chris Record knows that the way to get your unconscious to lead you to the places where you need to be is to decide to listen every time you know you should do something. Every time you get that feeling. Every time you have that little voice in your head that says, I should do something. Every single time that you get a little insight and you say, I need to do something. Every time you get an inspiration to write a blog, you should write a blog. Every time you feel like, man, I should pick up the video and capture this moment. Pick up the video and capture the moment. Every time you experience a beautiful sunset and you feel like standing up and ranting and raving, stand up and rant and rave. Every single time you feel like placing an ad, go place an ad. If you feel like you should hire something, then go hire somebody and be willing to screw it up. Because it's in the process of screwing it up that what happens, and I believe this is true, is your unconscious kind of learn things. You know what I mean? It's not like this all-knowing thing. It doesn't have all the secrets to the universe. You know, most of us aren't prophets. I don't know about you, but, you know, I've tried to predict the future before, and so far I haven't ever been able to predict it. I've only been able to help co-create it, right? I've helped be able to create a future from a vision that I had. Very different than predicting the future, right? I've never been able to successfully predict the future. I've never been able to successfully read minds, right? I've never been able to look into somebody's head and say, I know what you're thinking and know exactly what they're thinking due to some metaphysical ability, right? But I've seen a lot of amazing miracles in life, and I've seen a lot of amazing transformations in people, because my goal is to help them transform. My intention is to help them transform. I notice people transforming around me all the time. And I'm going to tell you something, that will change everybody who decides to do it, is when you decide that you are going to be a living, breathing action machine. And you're stepping into now, and you're saying, right now, from this moment on, when I know that I should do something, even if I'm nervous, even if I'm scared, even if I don't have the abilities, I am going to take action on what I know I need to do from now all the way into my timeline, all the way into my future, all the way through the rest of my life. If I die tomorrow, fine. If I live for another 100 years, fine. If I become immortal because, you know, they invent thinking machines and my brain gets downloaded in a computer, or I get resurrected or whatever, I'm going to take action in heaven, all right? and you can think in terms of deciding that you are going to do whatever it takes to get done what you know you need to get done. The second you start doing that, everything in your life will transform. People around you will transform. Your life situations will transform. You'll have opportunities put in front of you that you've never had put in front of you before. You'll have people put in front of you that you never noticed before, but they were there all the time. You'll run into books that you have been avoiding, and they've been sitting on your shelf forever, and a book will stand out, and you'll pick up that book, and there'll be an insight in that book that'll make you $100,000 in a year. You'll run into people that can absolutely help you remake your entire existence if you decide that you're going to take action now. If you decide that nothing's going to stop you, that you're going to do it no matter what, and that even if you fail, and even if your intuition, you don't get mad at it, you don't get mad at your brain, say, why the hell did you do this to me? Why the hell did you put me in this spot? What you do is you say, thank you, I just learned something new. I had an experience where, you know, I felt like this feeling, you know, when I get intuition that's something inside telling me to do something, I usually get a feeling. I get some like warm and fuzzy, or I'll have like this psychedelic sort of experience where everything will blank out and I'll just be seeing one person and I'll just stand up and just take action. And I've had a lot of interesting experiences in my life by focusing on an outcome and then paying attention and deciding to take action on everything that I see happening around me, deciding to join the things that I should join, deciding to buy the products that I should buy, deciding to listen to the people that I know I should listen to, deciding to be around the right people in my life when they're presented to me and to build relationships with them, right? Everything is an evolution, and you can start with now. I have had experiences where I thought in the wrong place, right? However, had I not had those experiences in the exact way that I had them, had I not had them in the exact way that I had them, there is absolutely no way that I would be transforming the people around the world that I'm transforming today. There'd be absolutely no way I would have ran into David Sharp. There'd be absolutely no way that I could do things like rent out an entire top floor of this penthouse place just to go hang out, right? And look out over the ocean, even though I live near the ocean, right? There'd be absolutely no way that I would be looking at this sunset right now if I wasn't willing to listen to decide to take action now when information is presented to me. And I want you to look at now for a second. Will today be the day that you change? Will today be the day that you decide that everything's new? Will today be the day that you decide something different about your future as you start stepping into it now? Will today be the day when you take the first step towards living on the beaches of the world? Will today be the day that you decide to tap into all your power? Will today be the day that from now on you walk forward into your future deciding to be a humble student about life and learning all the time? Will today be the day that you decide that every day that goes by you're going to learn and grow? Will today be the day that you step into your sunset? Will today be the day that your life is filled with the ocean of power that you have inside? Will today be the day that you gaze into the sunset now, as you listen to the sounds of the ocean, as you see the mountains in the background, as you think about the words that I'm saying? Will today be the day when inside you say to yourself, I can do this. I can do this because the sunset is beautiful. I can do this because the ocean is blue. I can do this because I love the clouds. I can do this because I love the rain. I can do this because I'm gifted in life. I can do this because I stretch my hands out towards the heaven every day and I sing praises because I think the world's so beautiful. Will today be the day, my friend, that you transform? Will today be your day to break through? Will today be your day? And that's my question for you, and how I want to end this. Is today your day? And guess who is the only person in the entire world that can decide that now? It's the one looking right into my eyes and listening to the sound of my voice, and sitting in the chair you're sitting in, or driving in the car you're driving in, or standing up pacing back and forth like you are, or just sitting there listening, intently absorbed into the sound of the ocean and the sound of my voice. The only one that can make that decision ever in this life is you. And I think you're beautiful. I think you can do it. I believe you can do it because you are power. You are love. You are all these things that you desire to be. You are the person already. You are the leader that you desire to be. It's just a matter of whether you're deciding to step into the future now as you gaze into the sunset, knowing you're always in the right place at the right time, and believing this makes it so. Knowing that you can assign meaning to anything in life. So why not give it a beautiful meaning? Knowing that as you're staring at this, you can enjoy the feeling, just like you're here with me. You can feel the wind blowing on my arm. You can hear the sounds in the background. You can be totally absorbed in your transformation, knowing you've made a good decision, and deciding to take action in the way that you need to take it. Maybe it's joining Empowered Effort. Maybe it's getting all in. Maybe it's deciding that you're going to blog every day. Maybe deciding that you're going to follow the 8 core steps. Maybe deciding that you're going to be in Denver with us. Maybe deciding that you're going to do whatever it takes to get around the people that you know you need to get around now. Maybe it's deciding that you're going to send an email to your list every day. Maybe it's deciding that you're going to place an ad today. And in that one ad, you're going to run into that one prospect that changes the game for you for good. Maybe you're going to decide to call that lead back. Maybe you're going to decide to say, I love you to your wife, your husband, your lover, whoever it is. Maybe it's going to be to decide to tap back into the person that you've always wanted to be and to tell that person, I love you. Maybe it's just